Hi, my name is Gil Reynolds, and I've been doing site-specific artwork for almost 50 years. I have projects in Dubai, China, all over the US, the Netherlands, Japan. And one thing I've learned as a creative is there's a paradox between being focused on your intent and realizing when to let go and view that as just a stepping stone to something greater. And that's the dynamic that occurred when I created this piece here, which I call Jewel. This is my latest creation, and it came about originally as a solution to a site-specific challenge. And even though it didn't ever materialize, later when I'm going through my portfolio and I was looking for a piece to build for my new sculpture garden, I figured that was something I needed to give birth. I needed it to materialize and become a reality. So let me share a little bit of that process with you. When I'm designing site-specific artwork, I want to address as many layers as possible. I want it to be like a fine wine and have a certain complexity to it, where it's working as a visual solution to its environment, where it's taking into account how it's going to be observed, the natural lighting, the durability, the functionality, and how closely does it tie in just to its physical locale. Also, I want to take in any existing motifs, concepts, and try and work on both an emotional and an intellectual level. So this particular piece was designed for the City of Albany. Back in 2018, they had a call for artists, a sculpture competition. They had a small park that they were going to install a sculpture. It's primarily viewed by traffic going by on a busy arterial. It's also at an intersection of an off-ramp. So there's a lot of vehicle traffic, some foot traffic, but not an awful lot of foot traffic. It's primarily viewed from the car. So from that standpoint, I want something small, tall, angular, reflective. Those all were criteria that would catch the eye as somebody driving by quickly. It wouldn't compete. I didn't want something very curvilinear. I didn't want something big and massive. I wanted a certain geometry with angles so that it would check the reflection, catch the reflection at different angles as you drove by. All right. Also, I started thinking about the history of Albany. The city of Albany is located on the Willamette River. It has an ancient history. During Indian days, it was a site for potlatches. It was a gathering area. It's kind of centrally located between Eugene and Portland, right in the middle of the Willamette Valley. It's a crossroads. When the railroad was coming through, the city elders paid to have the tracks come through Albany because it was planned to bypass the city. I-5 goes right through there. It has a small airport. And it was kind of billed as the jewel of the Willamette Valley for a while. And I kind of liked that concept, that it was something precious, something unique about the heart of the Willamette Valley. Also, during World War II, they created a rare metals laboratory. So they were doing research on how to develop titanium, niobium, all these exotic metals that require vacuum processing or high temperatures, stuff that's not commonly produced. As a result, Albany became a major hub for rare metal production, with Ormet and Huacheng companies creating titanium and such. So I became fixated on how does titanium relate to the city, and I started looking at a titanium molecule. And that's when I saw this incredible geometric structure, basically two pyramids with a sphere inside. And so that got me thinking about this could be a very cool solution to this particular design problem. As I looked at the triangles, I realized that I wanted to separate them. I wanted to create a sense of visual tension. I wanted to create a sense of balance. I wanted to have a little bit of intrigue and mystery to it. And so I separated them and let the sphere become partially visible. Then I started looking at the shapes of the triangles themselves, that those were kind of an Egyptian pyramid, equilateral triangle, didn't really fit that environment. As I looked around at the trees in the Northwest, I noticed that we're used to more of a 60-90 type shape rather than a 45 degree. So I modified the shape of the triangles to be more in keeping with his environment. I presented the proposal. I was one of 4 finalists. I didn't get it accepted, but I kept the ideas. And it was going through the process is what led me to develop this particular piece. And I'm thrilled that I actually had a chance to make the model, make a life-size scale to play with, and then actually materialize the finished piece. Thank you for watching.
Yes.